This is the March 17th meeting of the Fall River Traffic Board. Before I begin the meeting, I'm going to read the open meeting law. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Madam Clerk, will you take roll call, please?
Yes. Helen Rigo,
Here.
Sergeant Dolan,
Here?
and Officer Tom Farias.
Here.
And
Natalie.
Natalie Mello is absent today. Okay, first up are the meeting minutes from last month's meeting.
Motion to accept.
Okay, there's a motion to accept on the table. Anyone care to second it?
Second.
Okay, it's been accepted. The motion has been made and seconded. Anyone opposed to approving the meeting minutes? No one's opposed. Madam Clerk, will you take roll call, please?
Roll call for the traffic board meetings of February. Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Farias.
Yes.
Okay, so the meeting minutes from the February meeting have been approved. Next would be citizen input. Do we have any letters or anything?
No.
Okay, there is no citizen input. We're gonna move right on to the curb cuts now. The first curb cut application on the agenda is for 29 Mott Street. The way it's written on the agenda, I've got it different in the packet. Okay, the existing opening is 19 feet. The existing to be removed is 0 feet. They're proposing adding 3.6 feet to make the new opening 22.6 feet. That has, it's less than 4 feet. That has no effect on anybody's ability to park over there on Mott Street. So I saw no problem with that, and I recommend that we approve 29 Mott Street being widened by 3.6 feet. So I make a motion that we approve it.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Is anyone opposed to it? Okay, Madam Clerk, will you take a roll call, please?
Roll call for curb cut for 29 Mott Street. Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Farias.
Yes.
Just for the record, it's Faris.
Farias. You know, I wanted to
I know, you're Portuguese and we're in Fall River.
Farias.
Paris. Don't pick on the Portuguese. You're outnumbered.
Okay, the next spot on the agenda is 430 Alden Street. The existing opening is 16 feet. They'd like to add 8 feet to that to make it a total of 24 feet. That side of Alden Street already does not have parking allowed on it, so it has zero effect on parking in the area. So I make a motion that we approve the curb cut at 430 Alden Street.
Motion to approve.
I've made the motion that we approve it. Are you seconding it, Helen?
Second.
Anyone opposed to the curb cut at 430 Alden Street? Okay, Madam Clerk, can you take a roll call, please?
Sure, roll call for 403 Alden Street. Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Farias.
Yes.
She's getting there. Okay, the next and last curb cut is for 64 Durfee Street. That's that old Durfee Tech building. There is already no residential parking over there. And I see that engineering has already approved it. I know there are parking meters there, so I'm guessing the city has already realized that.
Yeah.
They're gonna
I'm
lose some
I'm
parking meters.
Yeah, we're gonna be removing those and putting kiosks there anyways.
All right, so I make a motion that we approve the curb cut at 64 Durfee Street.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been made and seconded. Anyone opposed to approving that curb cut? Okay, Madam Clerk, can you take a roll call on the curb cut for 64 Durfee Street, please?
Yep. Roll call for 64 Durfee Street for a curb cut. Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Tom.
Yes.
Okay, we're moving on to the application for handicapped parking spaces. The first application is for 254 Tecumseh Street. This is the second time that this application has come before us. I remember it, I went by the house. It's a one-family house. It's listed with the tax assessor's office as a single-family house. It has a driveway. I denied it when it first came before the board. Nothing has changed. I am still making a motion that we deny 254 Tecumseh Street. So, I guess I did it backwards, but, so I'm making a motion to deny this application. Does anyone care to second the motion to deny it?
I will second that motion to deny.
Okay, does anyone want to approve this application?
Or oppose the denial.
Or is anyone opposed to denying the application?
I do.
Okay, Ms. Rigo is opposed to denying it, so Madam Clerk, can you take a roll call, please?
Yes. Okay. Roll call for 254 Tecumseh Street for a handicap spot. Helen Rigo.
Yes. I
You
say
want
yes,
to
but I'm
say no?
denying it.
Right, so you're gonna say no,
No.
right?
Yeah, because I did it backwards.
Yeah, okay. Sergeant Dolan
Yes, I would like to deny it.
and Officer Tom.
Yes, I will second the denial.
Okay, 254 Tecumseh Street, handicap parking space is denied. Next is 129 Swindell Street. I went by there, there is no driveway, it's a multifamily house. And there is room right in front, there are no other handicap parking spots in front. So I make a motion that we approve 129 Swindell Street.
Motion to approve.
Okay, Helen seconds the motion to approve. Is anyone opposed to approving 129 Swindell Street? Okay, Madam Clerk, can you do a roll call, please?
Roll call for 129 Swindell Street for a handicap spot. Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes?
and Officer Tom.
Yes.
Okay, 129 Swindell Street is approved. Next is an application for handicap parking at 797 Robeson Street. In going over the application, the applicant does not drive. His wife is the driver. That is a mixed commercial and residential area. As we've done in the past, if the applicant for the space does not drive, I don't approve it, because the person that does drive can pick them up in front of the house so they don't have to walk far. I mean, the purpose of a handicap parking space is so that you don't have to walk far from your residence. In this case here, the applicant's wife can pull up, and there's a driveway on either side there where they can wait for him to come out and get in the car. So I am making a motion that this application be denied.
Second.
Okay, the motion's made for it to be denied. Ms. Rigo seconds it. Is anyone opposed to denying this application? Okay, Madam Clerk, can you take a roll call, please? This is for denying the application
Okay,
at 797 Robeson.
797 Robeson Street, denying the handicap spot. Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Tom.
Yes.
Okay, so 797 Robeson Street is denied. Next is 247 Fountain Street. It's exactly like the Swindell Street application. There is no driveway available. It's a difficult neighborhood to park in as it is. There is room right in front of the residence for a handicap parking space. So I make a motion that we approve the application for 247 Fountain Street.
Motion to approve.
Okay, Helen seconds my
second.
motion.
Sorry.
Anyone opposed to approving 247 Fountain Street? Madam Clerk, can you take a roll call, please?
Sure. 247 Fountain Street for a handicap space to be approved. Helen,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Tom.
Yes.
Okay, 247 Fountain Street is approved. The last application is for 40 Lincoln Avenue. I went by there again, there's no driveway available. I want to approve it. The only question I would have, the application wasn't clear. This address is at Lincoln Avenue and Barnaby Street, and it looks like the house has an entrance on both sides. So the traffic department should contact them and see if they want the sign on Barnaby Street.
There was nothing on the application?
No, nothing made it clear whether they wanted, it just said near my entrance. But both sides are open,
Okay.
so I wouldn't see an issue whether they want it on Barnaby or Lincoln Avenue.
What I'll do is before the maintenance guys go do the measurements, we'll give them a call. If they want it on Lincoln, we'll put it on Lincoln. I'm thinking that they probably want it on Barnes, because Lincoln, I don't know if they're at the part where it's steep, so.
Yeah, I think it's on Barnaby as well. But nonetheless, I make a motion that the a handicap parking space be approved at 40 Lincoln Avenue. Anyone want to second that motion?
Second.
Helen seconds, and anyone opposed to it? Madam Clerk, can you take a roll call, please?
Sure, a roll call for 40 Lincoln Avenue for a handicap space. Helen,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Tom.
Yes.
Okay, 40 Lincoln Avenue is approved. Next on the agenda are miscellaneous requests. Madam Clerk, I think you have a miscellaneous request.
Yes, I do. This is an issue that we do have throughout the city of Fall River. At one point, going back quite a few years, we kind of stopped doing this because it started becoming too frequent that people wanted this. So there is an issue at 226 and 228 Purchase Street. Now, Purchase Street was done, I think, 2-3 years ago through the streetscape, and when they did Purchase Street, they ended up putting parking spaces on Purchase from Bedford all the way to Cherry. So there are meters up until Pine, but then from Pine to Cherry, there's parking on the west side only, and there is metered, I should say there's parking spaces that are marked. But when it came to individuals' driveways, they did herringbone the corners so that if you parked in the space that is designated for a vehicle, you would not go over onto the entrance to the driveways. This particular home, they have a dumpster that's inside, and the dumpster company needs to go in to get the dumpster. And when they do, they turn around and they can't, because of course these cars are parked too close. And we tag them, when we are walking that area. Of course, we're not standing there and tagging all the vehicles that are there. So the request was to put up no parking between signs, and what we do is we go like 5 feet from each entrance and we put those signs up. Now, again, if the car goes over that pole, and it's impinging again the driveway, if we're not there, there's not much we can do. So I don't think it's going to alleviate the problem. I just don't know what else we could do to make sure that these vehicles park in the designated parking spots that were done on Purchase Street, on that, especially that portion of Purchase Street. So the request is for those signs. Like I said, there is the herringbone there already. The PCOs know to go there throughout the day, whoever has that sector, and it's a different PCO every day. So I don't know if we can find out when the dumpster company goes there and make sure that those vehicles are, we haven't towed. So that could be a next step, that if we tow the vehicle, it probably will let these.
Stronger message.
Yeah, it'll give a message to these people, listen, you've gotten tagged a few times, you know, there's no way that the truck can make it into this driveway. Cause those trucks are kinda like big
Large.
and large, so they need, and then it's a one-way,
Right.
So I don't know if we can go ahead and look into putting up the signs, or if we should just, the next step be to tow.
Well, the herringbone, if the person's not looking, I mean, I can see them going over that. They're more apt to go over that than to see a sign on the sidewalk.
And I think it's happening like at nighttime, they'll park the vehicle at nighttime, because then in the morning, the
Yeah.
car's already parked there, so it's not like they're getting there at 9 o'clock in the morning, so whoever parks next to these, and I think there's only this one, and then there's just another driveway on the west side. So you're right, if they get home at 9, 10 o'clock, you're not looking at the ground saying, oh, there's,
They'll
you know,
see the
you're pulling
signpost
up, you
there.
get out, you know. So they will see the sign a lot better.
And what would that be, a total of 4 signs you're saying? There are two?
No, there's
images?
two. There's only two. We put it, so you got your entrance, so we go 5 feet and 5 feet, and we put the,
All right, I thought you said there was another spot that was similar to it.
right, but the request is only for 226, 228. That's the one that's given us
All
that gives us the, they call every other day.
Right.
So,
All right, so I make a proposal that we put up the no parking between signs, at that address, 226 Purchase Street.
in the meantime, because it's gonna take a while for this to go up, we
Right.
will continue monitoring the area. And if it's really bad that the truck can't get in at all, we'll have to tow the vehicle.
Yeah, the
Take
towing
it
would
from there.
definitely send a message.
Okay, very good.
Now, that doesn't need to be voted on, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so I make a motion that we put the 2 signs up at 226, 228 Purchase Street saying no parking between signs.
Second.
Helen seconds the motion. Anyone opposed to that motion? Madam Clerk, will you do a roll call, please?
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Tom.
Yes.
So we'll put up 2 signs at 226, 228 Purchase Street. That passes.
I don't know, I mean, if you wanna introduce, Officer Tom Farias to the traffic board meeting. I know I
Yes,
said his name.
I'll say Officer Tom Faris, Faris, is a new member of the Fall River Traffic Board.
Okay, all right,
Welcome.
and if everything goes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
If everything goes well, we will continue meeting this way.
Yep.
The third Wednesday of every month. And then, once the building is opened up and we can have people come in, then people will sit at designated areas with masks on.
Very good.
Okay. No further business?
Any other business? Oh,
Oh, the striking out.
wow.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you, Helen. I don't have
I
that.
have it?
You don't?
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have the last page? Oh, we didn't have any. That's gotta be, we didn't have any.
Yeah, this is from the February minutes.
Yeah, that's your February minutes. Yeah, we didn't have, which I thought it was strange too. I asked Kathy, no HP, she said no, so we will have some for the next meeting though.
All right, well, with that being said, any other business to discuss? I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
And I second that.
Anyone opposed to adjournment of this meeting? Madam Clerk, will you take a roll call on adjourning the meeting?
Roll call to adjourn the traffic board meeting, Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Sergeant Dolan,
Yes.
and Officer Tom.
Yes.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned.